Their little fury legs are spinning furiously, the wheel is turning furiously, but come tomorrow morning, they'll still be in the same cage. Great job. In the movie, Jerry Maguire, starting from Tom Cruise, there are many great one-liners. Probably the most memorable is "Show me the money." But there is one line I thought most truthful. It comes from the scene where Tom Cruise is leaving the firm. He has just been fired and he is asking the entire company who wants to come with me. And the whole place is silent and frozen. Only one woman speaks up and say, I like to, but I'm due for a promotion in 3 months. That statement is probably the most truthful statement in the whole movie. It is a type of statement that people use to keep themselves busy working away to pay bills. I know my educated dad looks forward to his pay raise every year, and every year he was disappointed. So he would go to the school to earn more qualifications so he could get another raise, but again, it would be another disappointment. The question I often ask people is, where is this daily routine taking to? Just like the little hamster. I wonder if people look at where their hard work is taking them, what does the future hold? Cyril Brickfield, the former executive director of the American Association of Retired People, reports that private pensions are in a state of chaos. First of all, 50% of the workforce today has no pensions. That alone should be of great concern, and 75 to 80% of the other 50% have ineffective pensions that pay 55 or 150 or $300 a month. In his book, The Retirement Myth, Carrick S. Carpel writes, I visited the headquarters of a major national pensions consulting firm and met with a managing director who specializes in designing lush retirement plans for top management. When I asked her, when I asked director who specializes in designing lush retirement plans for top management, when I asked her what people who don't have corner office will be able to expect in the way of pensions income, she said with a confident smile, what I what I ask is the silver bullet. What I ask is a silver bullet. She shrugged. If baby boomers discover they don't have enough money to live on what they are older, they can always blow their brains out. Carpel goes on to explain the difference between the old defined benefit retirement plans and the new 401k plans, which are riskier. It is not a pretty picture for most people working today, and that is just for retirement when medical fees and long term nursing home care are added to the picture. The picture is frightening. In his 1995 book, he indicates that nursing home fees run from $30,000 to $125,000 per year. He went to a clean, no frills nursing home in the area and found the price to be $88,000 a year in 1995. Already many hospitals in countries with specialized medicine needs to make tough decisions such as who will live and who will die. They make those decisions purely on how much money they have and how old the patient are. If the patient is old, they often will give the medical care to someone younger. The older poor patient gets put to the back of the line, so just as the rich can afford better education, the rich will be able to keep themselves alive while those who have little wealth will die. So I wonder, so I wonder, are Workers looking into the future or just until their next paycheck, never questioning where they are headed. I speak to adults who want to earn the more money. I always recommend the same thing. I suggest taking a long view of their life instead of simply working for the money and security, which I admit are important. I suggest they take a second job. They will teach them a second skills. Often I recommend joining a network marketing company. Companies have excellent training programs that help people get over their fear of failures and rejections, which are the main reason people are unsuccessful. Education is more valuable than money in the long run. When I offer this suggestion, I often hear in response, "Oh, that is too much hassle," or "I only want to do what I am interested in." To the statement of "it's too much of a hassle," I ask, so you would rather work all your life giving 50% of what you earn to the government, to the other statement, "I only do what I am interested in." I say I am not interested in going to the gym, but I go because I want to feel better and live longer. Unfortunately, there is some truth to the old statement, "you can't teach an old dog new tricks." Unfortunately, there is some truth to the old statement, but can teach an you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Unless a person is used to changing, it's hard to change. But for those of you who might be on the fence when it comes to the idea of working to learn something new, I offer this word of encouragement. Love is much like going to the gym. The most painful part is deciding to go. Once you get past that, it's easy. There have been many days I have dreaded going to the gym, but once I am there and in motion, it is a pleasure. After the workout is over, I am always glad I talk myself into going. If you are unwilling to work to learn something new and insist on instead becoming highly specialized within your field, make sure the company you work for is unionized. Labor unions are designed to protect specialists. My educated that after falling from Greece with the governor became the head of the teacher union in Hawaii. He told me that it was the hardest job he ever held. My rich dad, on the other hand, spent his life doing his best to keep his company from becoming unionized. He was successful, although the unions came close. Rich dad was always able to fight them. I take no sides because I can see the need for and the benefits of both sides. If you if you do as a school recommends, become highly specialized, then seek union protection. For example, had I continue on with my flying career, I would have sought a company that had a strong pilot union. Why? Because my life would be dedicated to learn a skill that was valuable is only one industry. If I were pushed out of that industry, my life skills would not be as valuable to another industry. I displaced senior pilot with a displaced senior pilot with 100,000 hours of heavy airline transport time, earning 1,50,000 a year, would have a hard time finding an equivalent high paying job in school teaching. The skills do not necessarily transfer from industry to industry because the skills the pilot are paid for in the airline industry are not as important in as the school system. The same is true even for doctors today. With all the changes in medicine, many medical specialists are needing to conform to medical organizations such as HMO. School teachers definitely needs to be union members today in America. The teachers union is the largest and the richest labor union of all. The NEA, National Education Association, has tremendous political clout. Teachers need the protection of their union because their skills are also of limited value to an industry outside of education. So the rule of thumb is highly specialized then unionize. It is the smartest thing to do. When I ask the classes I teach how many of you can cook a better hamburger than McDonald's, almost all the students raise their hands. I then ask, so if most of you can cook a better hamburger, how can McDonald's make more money than you? The answer is obvious. McDonald's is excellent at business system. The reason so many talented people are poor is because they focus on building a better hamburger and know little to nothing about business. A friend of mine in Hawaii is a great artist. He makes a sizable amount of money. One day his mother attorney called to tell him that she had left him 35,000. That is what was left of her estate after the attorney and government took their shares immediately. He saw an opportunity to increase their business by using some of his this money to advertise. 2 months later, the the first four color full page and ad appear in the expensive magazine that target the very rich. The ad ran for 3 months. He received no replies from the ad, and all of his inheritance is now gone. He now wants to sue the magazine for misrepresentation. This is a common case of someone who can build a beautiful hamburger but knows little about business. When I asked him what he learned, his only reply was that advertising salespeople are crook. I then asked him if he would be willing to take a course in sales and a course in direct marketing. His reply, I don't have time, I don't want to waste my money. The world is filled with talented poor people. All too often they are poor or struggle financially or earn less than they are capable of, not because of what they know, but because of what they do not know. They delivering the hamburger. Maybe McDonald's does not make the best hamburger, but they are the best at selling and delivering a basic average burger. Poor dad wanted me to specialize. That was his view on how to be paid more, even after being told by the governor of Hawaii that he could no longer work in the state government. My educated that continued to encourage me to get specialized. Educated that then took up the key cause of the teachers union com- campaigning for further protection and benefits for these highly skilled and educated professionals. We argue often, but I know he never agreed that over specialization is what caused the need for union protection. He never understand what the more specialized you become, the more you are trapped and dependent on the specialty. Rich Dad advised that Mike and I groom ourselves. Many corporations do the same thing. They find a young, bright student out of business schools and begin grooming the person to someday take over the company. So these bright young employees do not specialize in one department. They are moved from department to department to learn all the aspects of business systems. The rich often groom their children or the children of others by doing so. Their children gains an overall knowledge of the operation of the business and how the various departments inter, interrelate. For the World War II generation, it was considered bad to escape from company to company. Today, it is considered smart since people will escape from company to company rather than seek greater specialization. Why not seek to learn more than earn? In the short term, it may earn you less. In the long term, it will pay off in large dividend. The main management skills need for success are: number one, the management of cash flow; number two, the management of systems, including yourself and the time with family; number three, the management of people. The most important specialized skills are sales and understanding marketing. It is the ability to sell, therefore, to communicate to another human being, be it a customer. It is the ability to sell, be it a customer, employee, boss, spouse, or child. That is the base skill of personal success. It is it is communication skills such as writing, speaking, negotiating that are crucial to a life of success. It is the skills that I work on constantly, attending courses or buying educational tabs to expand my knowledge. As I have mentioned, my educated that work harder and harder, and the more competent he also became more trapped. The more specialized he got. Although his salary went up, his choices diminished. Soon after he was locked out of government work, he found out how vulnerable he really was professionally. It is like professional athletes who suddenly are injured or are too old to play. Their once high paying position is gone and they have limited skills to fall back on. I think that is why my educated dad sided so much with unions. After that, he realized how much a union would have benefits him. Rich Dad encouraged Mike and me to know a little about a lot. He encouraged us to work with people smarter than we were and to bring smart people together to work as a team. Today, it would be called as a synergy of professional specialties. Today, I met ex-school teacher earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They earn that much because they have a specialized skills in their field as well as other skills. They can teach as well as sell and market. I know of no other skills to be more important than selling as well as marketing. The skills of selling and marketing are difficult for most people primarily due to their fear of rejection. The better you are at communicating, negotiating, and handling your fear of rejection, the easier life is. Just as I advise that newspaper writer who wanted to become a best selling author, I advise anyone anyone else today, being technically specialized has its its strength as well as weaknesses. I have friends who are genius but they cannot communicate effectively with other human being, and as a result their earnings are pitiful. I advise them to just spend a year learning to sail. Even if they earned nothing, their communication skills will improve, and that is priceless. In addition to being good learner, sailor, marketer, we need to be good teacher as well as good student. To be truly rich, we need to be able to give as well as to receive. In case of financial or professional struggle, there is often a lack of giving and receiving. I know many people who are poor because they are neither good student nor good teachers. Both of my dads were generous men. Both made it a practice to give first. Teaching was one of their ways of giving. The more they give, the more they receive. One glaring difference was in the giving of money. My rich dad gave lots of money away. He gave to his church, to charities, to his foundation. He knew that to receive money, you had to give money. Giving money is the secret to most great wealthy families. That is why they are organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation and the Ford Foundation. These are the organizations designed to take their wealth and increase it as well as give it away in perpetuity. Perpetuity. My educated dad always said, when I have some extra money, I'll give it. The problem was there was never any extra, so he worked harder to draw more money in rather than focus on the most important law of money: give and you shall receive. Instead, he believed in receive and then you give. Conclusion: I became both dads. One part of me is a hardcore capitalist who loves the game of money, making money. The other side is a socially responsible teacher who is deeply concerned with the ever widening gap between the haves and have not. I personally hold the archaic educational system primarily responsible for the growing gap. Chapter 8: Overcoming Obstacles. Once people have studied and become financially literate, they may still face roadblocks to becoming financially independent. There are five main reasons why financially literate people may still not develop abundant asset columns that could produce large sum of cash flow, asset columns that could free them to live the life they dream of instead of working full time just to pay bills. The five reasons are: fear, number one, fear; number two, cynicism; number three, laziness; number four, bad habits; number five, arrogance. Reason number one: overcoming the fear of losing money. I have never met anyone who really likes losing money, and in all my years, I have never met a rich person who has never lost money. But I have met a lot of people, poor people, who have never lost a dime. Investing, that is. The fear of losing money is real. Everyone has it, even the rich, but it's not the fear that is the problem. It's how you handle fear. It's how you handle losing. It's how you handle failure that makes the difference is one's life. That goes for anything in life, not just money. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they handle that fear. It's okay to be fearful, it's okay to be coward when it comes to money.